Hello guys, and welcome to Till Vacuum Do Us Part, and welcome to my Christmas decorating video. This is going to be part one. We spent so much time decorating, I had to break it up into two videos, and shocking, I know, I'm using a color this year. Savannah requested a traditional Christmas, and then I really wanted a luxe Christmas, so very like luxurious, so we combine the two, and you're going to see how it turns out. But yes, I'm using color. Over on Instagram, I think people are already taking bets and in my family how long it's gonna last, but I'm gonna do the best I can. If you're new here, I love neutrals and I always decorate with them, so this is definitely out of my comfort zone, but we're gonna do it. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss part two, and make sure you're following me over on Instagram because I'm doing a $100 giveaway over there every single Friday in November. Alexa, turn on Christmas music. Now it is time to get the house prepped for Christmas, which means I have to get my fireplace on, I have to light a Christmas candle, I have to have that scent, and if I just turned your Alexa on, I'm so sorry. I know I turned mine on when I was filming this voiceover, but I wanted to let you guys know while you guys are watching this, and while I'm getting started, I'm just going to be bringing everything out of the closets and different spaces that I've been keeping it as I've been buying it. This year I bought a lot more than I normally do, but since I was switching up the styles, since Savannah wanted a traditional Christmas, I had to buy a lot of reds and greens. Plus we're in a new house this year. I've never decorated this space, so I bought a lot more to bring in, and then we're also going to pull down stuff from the attic. But I wanted to let you know, don't forget, I'm going to be having the Christmas decorating part 2. I'm going to be posting a video after that that's called Christmas Decor Style. So maybe you don't know what style you are, maybe you're wanting something new, or maybe you're just curious. I'm going to be posting that very soon. I'm going to have gift guides, I'm going to have Christmas cleaning videos, I'm going to have so much happening. So if you haven't subscribed, this is the time to do it.
Whatever we do, we will be alright.
The number one tip I want to give you for when you're Christmas decorating is pull everything out, even if it's not just for that space. That way you can kind of have a clean slate. Something you put in your bedroom last year, you may put in your living room this year. You don't have to put it up in the same spot. Let me stress that. Like, you don't have to do what you did last year or the year before. So pull it all out, put it on your dining room table, put it on your coffee table, put it on a rug. I throw mine all right here on my island, but that way I can see everything that I'm working with and then start decorating your like most important areas first. I had to share this clip with George. He is just so sweet. Like, he was not going to break eye contact with me. I could have held the camera there all day, and he just knows his job is to look cute and get views, and so hopefully he did that today. But right here I wanted to show you that I pulled down some of my Christmas tubs that I had already had. So I was pulling all of that stuff out so I could visually see everything that I was working with.
Come true. The love I lived, the dream I knew. This Christmas, I only wanna be close to you.
Right here, I realized like the last 3 years, I've really been focused on buying these small trees. So I have 3 different styles of them. I'm gonna be getting rid of 2 styles this year. I just don't need that many. You can tell that's like my guilty pleasure or something. Like, I go in and I just wanna buy these miniature trees. So I'm definitely donating those. I'm gonna let my mom and sister and people go through them first. But now we're gonna start putting up the tree. This has been very stressful and very thought out. Ever since we were building this house, I just didn't know where the tree was gonna go. Even with building, like, I had it in the back of my head, but I was like, we'll make it work, we'll find a spot. Well, the time had come and I thought, okay, we're gonna try the entryway first, because I thought it would be really pretty because you could see it through our glass front door. But once we started getting the pieces together, I realized real quickly, like, it was going to hinder our walkway. Like, I didn't want guests to come in and not be able to like walk in. So we're gonna go ahead and move it here in a second, which is actually really funny, so stay tuned. But first I wanted to get it fluffed so I could kind of figure out like how wide it's actually gonna be, so when we find that spot, I know if it's gonna work or not. just told this tip, I think I was watching Valentina. So if you watch The House of Valentina, she was talking about if you pull your branches down, it looks more realistic. So any of those that are poking out, just take a few minutes to like pull them down if you want your tree to look more realistic in your space. So for our living room area, we're not putting up our largest tree. We're gonna put that in our movie room, which you're gonna see in part 2, just because it is so wide. And like I said, we really don't have a designated tree spot in this house. I feel like every other house we've owned, we've had like 2 to 3 locations we can put it, where in here we just don't with the sectionals. And since we did built-ins, I knew I didn't want it in the entryway. Now, if I did like a pencil tree, I probably could have got away with it, but I did want somewhat of a large tree since Savannah's still at home and younger. So we're gonna put it on his little Willie, and you're gonna see here in a second, it didn't go as planned, but we had to move it around, and I wanted it set up so we could see if like the width and the height would work out okay. So that's real life for you. It fell into pieces. We just put it back together. Nothing was broke, but it is just funny because that's like real life stuff. We're trying to find a spot. I don't know where to put it. Every time friends and family came over, I was like, where would you put a tree? Where would you put a tree? A few people mentioned the dining room, which I typically shut down real quickly because I'm like, no, I want the tree in my living room. But I realized that was not going to work. And so we put it over here in this corner, which worked out perfect. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I ordered this mirror a while back and it finally came in, and I felt like it just worked perfectly with the tree. Like, it's just a nice cozy area. The space has been so empty, so it's just so nice to have the vibe. And then I also wanted to show you right here, if you're using a blanket as a tree skirt, or even if you have a tree skirt, put bedding or towels or a blanket or something underneath it. It'll give it a lot more dimension and it'll pull it up higher and it just looks fluffier. So just pull any extra anything you have out of your closets and then put your blanket over it, and it just gives it a lot more dimension. And then I'm very particular with cords, and I did not give myself an outlet over here because I didn't know this is where our tree was gonna go. So I didn't like the green extension cord, so Chase grabbed me a white one so I can tape that up against our baseboard, and that way you won't notice it as much. Also, just another tip, I'm going to link these down below in my description box, but we use the Casa outlet. So basically we're going to plug our tree into that, like it's a little box that plugs into the outlet, and then we plug our tree into that, and then we can run it from our phone. So we can turn it on and off from our phone. So like before I come inside, I can have it on if we've been out running errands. Plus you can also set it on a timer. Like you can schedule it so it comes on at like 5 o'clock in the evening, but turns off, you know, at midnight or 10, whatever times you want it to turn on and off. You can use this with anything. Like I normally use it with lamps inside our house, but I feel like it's perfect if you have multiple trees in your house, so you don't have to turn them on and off or get out of bed because you forgot. It just does it all on its own. Now it is time to decorate the tree, and this is something we always do together. Before this was my job on YouTube, we always decorated it around the 12th or the 13th of November because Veterans Day, and Chase would be off from work so he could help get the tree down and we could decorate it together. Now we do it a little bit sooner just so you guys have the content and you guys can buy what you need and get inspired, but it's definitely fun to do it together, and we've always made that possible every year.
Whoa, oh, oh. Da 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 da, making our Christmas memories. I've been working so much lately, I can barely find the time to sleep. Yeah, I spend my time running around, keeping people pleased. But this is my favorite holiday. It's a chance to start over new. 'Cause I missed you, so I'm letting go of everything but you. These are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and
Now I want to talk about these candles. I actually found them on Amazon, but I did a lot of research because I had to figure out a way to do like my Luxe look that I like, but with traditional vibes that she wanted. So color was a big one of those, but I also wanted to bring in some other elements as well, and one of those were candles. So back in the day, they used to actually put burning candles on their tree, which seems crazy now. But someone invented the light. So not only does this add more lights to your tree, which looks really, really cool in the evening, you're gonna see that later on, but it also adds just a different shape and a different ornament to your tree. You don't want just all like round circle balls on there. Definitely change it up. It adds more dimension and just, once again, looks more professional. And so I thought this was just like a really cool vibe for the tree. So if you haven't seen anything like this, we just bought one strain of them, and I'm gonna have them linked down below, and it was perfect for my tree. I will say my tree's like 9 foot, I think, but it is like a skinnier one, so just keep that in mind.
these are the good times with you. Baby, this year it's just gonna be you and me. Hang by the fire and chill. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, and I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories. Oh, oh.
Now it is time to put on the red. It's kind of more of a burgundy. Basically, once again, when I was meshing my Luxe style with her traditional, I went deeper in the tones. So traditional is that like bright red and green, which totally is not my style. It would not have lasted a day in my house. But she agreed to, she just wanted like a type of red and a type of green. So I went with really deep reds and really deep greens, and it turned out so well. The green bulbs that I put on the tree, you won't really notice those. It's more in real life. It kind of adds some dimension to your tree, but the red's really where it's popping. And you can tell I went with more of like a medium sized bulb. I didn't do the small, I didn't do the large because it is like a thinner tree, but the medium size worked out so well.
I've been longing to hold you close. Forget about everyone else. Isn't this how it's supposed to be? Making our Christmas memories.
Now we're moving on to the bells. If you haven't been watching me, I've been talking about bells ever since my Christmas content started. I feel like bells are everywhere this year. I know bells are like associated with Christmas, but they're even more. There's all different styles, and they're on garland, and they're on wreaths, and they're on trees, and they're in bowls, and they're just everywhere. And so I had a hard time finding a lot that were affordable because the really big ones are cool, but you only want to spend so much when you're decorating. So if you go back and watch my prepping for Christmas, it's like Christmas DIY projects. I posted it before this video. You'll see how I made these little bells. I just cut them off like kind of like a garland thing, and then added just really nice hooks to them, and they look so good. I added that gold to my tree, which once again is another traditional vibe. It kind of pulls in a little vintage vibe, which is nice for the traditional aspect of it. And then I also picked up these really large bells from Walmart, and it was a set of 3 for $12.88. I'm gonna link that down below as well. So I'm using these in wreaths. I use these later on, you're gonna see in my coffee table, but I also cut them off, added hooks, and put them on the tree because our tree was missing something, and it was another shape, and it was another big element. So I just started cutting them and hanging these, and it really brought the tree together. I was so thankful I bought those when I was at Walmart. I just bought all they had, and I thought if I don't use them, I'll bring them back, but we used every last one, and I wish I even had a few more sets. And then also in that video, I prepped these little picks just out of stems, and we're just gonna start putting it in any of those holes or spaces that we didn't have ornaments for, and it just kind of brings it all together and gives it that fullness. Right here, you can kind of see it up close. It looks so good. We went ahead and added that tree topper. I typically don't have a tree topper. I'm okay with it just leaving it empty, but I was gonna use that bow on a wreath and I ended up using another one, but the color was perfect with the bulbs on the tree. And so we put it up there and it was a win. It just brought it all together, but I wanted to show you these clips up close because sometimes far away, I feel like you can't really see it on camera. Now that we have the tree finished and the dining room table, I just switched out the greenery for more of a winter feel. The next big area that I want to work on is my mantle. So I try to get those like time-consuming, most important things done. So I'm using all my important decor in the areas that I need it to get used on. So I had bought this garland from Home Goods. It already had the red berries on it. And then I thought next year, if I don't want to do the red, I can always just like pull it out or cut it out and still have nice greenery. So I went ahead and picked this up. I got 2 because that's all they had. If they would have had 3, I might have grabbed it just to give it fullness. But like I said, they had 2 and I was just happy to find it. So we're gonna go ahead and get this styled and then we'll be moving on to the next space. I definitely let Savannah take the lead this year since this was mainly her style and she is so creative. You're going to see that later on too in a little project she does. But just in general in life, she's just super creative. And so I love just seeing what she was doing. We worked on pieces together. Like I would give her options or my opinion, but for the most part, she knew what we had and where she wanted to put it. And so it was just really fun decorating with her this year.
Wake the neighbors, having fun down the street. Christmas sweets, decorations, wanna greet old Santa Claus when he arrives. Let the reindeer see the light of every Merry Christmas. Oh, we'll have this year. Very Merry Christmas is a joyful cheer. A very Merry Christmas, oh, let me hear. Yes, very Merry Christmas without old tears. Every night, every day is a happy holiday. A very Merry Christmas to you.
I love this sign when I saw it at Walmart and it says Glory to the Newborn King, which is the only reason for the season. I love decorating, I love buying gifts, I love all those things, but the main reason is Glory to the Newborn King. So when I found that from Walmart, I grabbed it, and then Savannah found these reindeer I had bought, and so she wanted it on that same shelf, and it turned out so good. Having those three right there by it just looked so good. I always wonder, like, would I have thought of that? Where would I have put them? But they found the perfect home. Now we're gonna style up the coffee table, which kind of has already changed. You guys know I get a little itchy. We're still trying to figure out a few spaces, which you will see. I will update you in the part 2, which you'll see Wednesday, which is just a few days away. So once again, if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed so you see that next video.
Lately I've come to realize that I can see it in your eyes, so it's true. I'm so glad you feel it too. Nothing to hide, but falling in love. To me it's perfectly clear, we're falling in love. It's true, this part of the year has something in store for us. We're falling in love. Summer ended, but we did not. We started something, this thing that we
Now it's time to add the pillows, which are red. This is the part where I start getting a little nervous, but I keep telling myself they're just pillows. If I want to switch them out later, I can, I might. I'm gonna keep them for as long as I possibly can. I will say I've already switched it, and I pulled the tan pillows back in and took out the white ones. I felt like it looked too much like a Santa hat, which I know would make sense for most Christmas decor, but for me, I wanted that luxe feel. So like I said, I've already switched that, but I can add a clip in the next video. And then I picked up this dark green throw. I love that it's like knitted. It still looks high end. I didn't do just some like bright green. And then this fur blanket I actually bought 2 of because I love it so much. I had it in my house even before I was decorating for Christmas. So if you're needing a very just like cozy blanket for you, or you want a very high-end gift to buy somebody, but it being like more affordable than like crazy high-end prices, I'm gonna have that link down below. And now we're gonna take a few moments to work on the entryway, and the first thing we're gonna do is switch out that greenery. I feel like that's the easiest thing you can do. Even if you don't want to decorate your house a ton, or maybe you don't want Christmas decor, you can kind of switch it over just to winter, and so have like winter greenery and like winter blankets. You know, everything gets a little heavier and cozier. You don't really have to decorate for Christmas. You can just kind of switch over to like the winter feel. If you watched my previous video, you know this reindeer was originally gold. I just found them at Marshall's for 30 bucks. I feel like it was the best deal I got out of all my Christmas decor, but I wanted to paint it like a chalky white statuey color just to match more my vibe and style. And then Savannah saw it and was like, I have a really good idea. And she went and took a berry off one of the decor pieces and glued it on to make it Rudolph, which was just perfect. It's so cute. It makes a statement. I don't know who has that Rudolph in their house. Like, now it is one of a kind. So we're gonna go ahead and get that styled for you so you can check it out. Okay guys, that's where we're actually gonna end this video today. I wanna show you a behind the scenes. This is all the stuff I'm still working with. I still have to clean up. We still have to do my bedroom, the entryway area, like by the mud room, the bathrooms, the movie rooms. We still have so much to do. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that next video. Go ahead and click that notification bell so it will remind you when I post next, because it'll be coming up in just the next couple days. Thank you guys so much for being here. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.